With season 5 of Stranger Things looming ever closer, Netflix has struck an unprecedented deal with AMC to play the finale The Right Side Up in theaters across the US and Canada on New Year's Eve, at exactly the same time it premieres on the platform. This marks a first in Netflix's history and in the world of streaming as a whole, raising an important question: why aren't high-end streaming releases a regular feature in theaters? Netflix's chief content officer Bella Bajaria initially claimed to Variety that a theatrical release was unnecessary for Stranger Things, as the series' previous streaming-only launches had not suffered from lack of conversation or community. Yet just 8 days later, Variety reported again that the decision had been overturned due to great interest on social media from fans. Playing high-profile streaming releases in theaters is a new venture, and one that makes perfect sense, creatively for producers, aesthetically for audiences, and financially for businesses.
Rick Lipton, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Cheech and Chong's next movie, Cheech and Chong's Nice Dreams, Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke.
Bingo.
Lipton? Spelled like a T.
Netflix's U-turn should mark the start of a new revenue stream for the company. While showing high-profile streaming titles in theaters as they are released on Netflix is something entirely new for the streamer, they have always kept a close relationship with cinemas. Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos called moviegoing an outdated concept earlier this year, but in the same breath claimed that the company was saving Hollywood, partly due to their ownership of both the Los Angeles Bay Theatre and New York's Paris Theatre. The company has always been at the forefront of streaming innovation, and it seems to be continuing with hybrid releases, most recently the Halloween K-pop Demon Hunters sing-along, which launched in theaters worldwide. Netflix are also experienced in screening their most anticipated awards contenders, including this year Jay Kelly and A House of Dynamite, both playing in a number of theaters to qualify for the Academy Awards. A movie must screen for at least 1 week in an LA commercial theater in the window of eligibility. Additionally, The Shape of Water director Guillermo del Toro has claimed that his biggest awards contender Frankenstein, starring Oscar Isaac and Jacob Elordi, will get the biggest theatrical release that Netflix gives its films. Greta Gerwig has also secured a 2-week IMAX release of Narnia before it launches on the platform. If theater releases have been arranged logistically for Netflix's biggest movies, it seems like a no-brainer to release their TV successes on the big screen too. In the case of Stranger Things 5, this would truly be a first for a streaming television series. Episodes of acclaimed shows such as HBO's Game of Thrones have screened in theaters before, but never at the same time as broadcast. An exception would be the Doctor Who 50th anniversary episode, The Day of the Doctor, which screened in UK theaters simultaneously with its BBC One broadcast in 2013. It makes sense to test the water with the Duffer Brothers and a show that has been tentpole IP for Netflix for over 10 years. There is an element of guaranteed success. It's as popular as a show can get. It helps that the brothers themselves are cinema-obsessed, treating the series as a homage to Steven Spielberg and the 1980s horror movies they grew up watching. The Duffers have been making Stranger Things as if it were a movie since 2016. It is because of them that we even have this new genre of cinematic television in the first place. Stranger Things is a movie in its look, its budget, and in its runtimes. Finn Wolfhard shared with Collider at the Sundance Film Festival that the upcoming episodes are like little micro-movies, yet Matt Duffer claims in Variety that audiences are seeing their work at reduced quality on small screens and that streaming fundamentally lacks how much time and effort is spent on sound and picture. Think of the fan outrage when Game of Thrones Season 8 Episode 3 The Long Night aired and televisions could not keep up with the cinematic low lighting. If streamers fully embrace theatrical screenings for their most popular series, it would allow production teams to receive the full credibility that they deserve and ensure audiences are happy with what they see. In other words, the shows already belong in theaters, it's the distribution model that hasn't caught up.
3 favorite movies, go.
The Apartment, Hidden Fortress, Children of Paradise.
You, go.
Favorite movies?
Did I stutter?
Animal House, for sure.
Eyes on Me, Harrington.
Yeah, Star Wars.
A New Hope.
New what now?
Theatrical screenings don't just benefit production teams. We know from the case of Stranger Things that they are in high demand from audiences too. When it premiered in 2016, viewers are getting their first taste of premium content at home. Shows like House of Cards and Orange is the New Black had already set a new standard, creating a sense of elitism around streaming. The new cinematic storytelling combined with the fear of missing out brought subscription services into the mainstream and united audiences, but in the confines of their own homes. What streaming gave us in convenience, it took took away in community. Theatre screenings would create the communal environment that we have been missing. It would bring people together and turn viewing into a memorable cultural event. When Barbie and Oppenheimer released in theatres on the same day in 2023, audiences were dressing up in pink and fedoras around the world to watch as a double feature. Their joint opening weekend went on to be the 4th largest ever at the domestic box office. Now imagine what a show like Stranger Things could do. The story has been building for 10 years, and seeing its climactic moments unfold in a theatre with your friends and family away from distractions would be truly magical. During the holiday season, when the finale is released, interruptions at home are inevitable. Who wants to see whether Will Byers lives or dies when you've got your uncle there asking who is that and reminiscing about Winona Ryder in the 80s? The appetite for this kind of communal storytelling isn't unique to Netflix. Apple TV could easily explore screenings with Severance. Think of how much popcorn would have been flying around the auditorium for the Windmills of Your Mind scene at the end of season 2. Amazon Prime also has a big opportunity with Fallout due to its already dedicated fan base. The finales of these shows are on the scale of Marvel movie releases or major sporting matches, and watching them surrounded by equally passionate fans transforms the story into collective event cinema, where multiple generations come together for a truly 4-quadrant experience.
Hey, Dingus, your children are here.
Again? Seriously? Come on, come on. I swear, if anybody hears about this, we're dead!
Releasing high-profile streaming titles in theatres represents a natural evolution and a smart business move for Netflix. It complements the company's expanding portfolio, which now includes video podcasting, gaming, live events, and e-commerce. Since the Duffers launched Stranger Things, Netflix has transformed into a very different business, even creating a consumer products division after executive producer Sean Levy's instructions. Adding theatrical distribution to its release strategy allows Netflix to pioneer new viewing models, growing fan communities offline, and unlock additional revenue streams. A theatrical finale wouldn't cannibalize subscriptions either. It would amplify them while driving ticket sales to cinemas struggling in a digital era. For viewers who don't subscribe but don't want to miss out, theaters could provide a way to participate without committing to a monthly plan, but Netflix still profit from new customer segments. The theater setting also creates opportunities around merchandising and concessions. Stranger Things 5 already has released a Demogorgon popcorn bucket for home use. It's as if every piece of the puzzle is in place besides the last and arguably the most important. For the Duffer Brothers, theatrical screenings are something that they've dreamed about for years. Ironically, they've recently signed a 4-year deal with Paramount to pursue feature films, citing the ability to work theatrically as a major draw away from Netflix. This move demonstrates how theatrical releases can retain creative talent, strengthening their engagement, and reinforces Netflix's cultural and commercial influence. With streaming productions now rivaling feature films in scope, scale, and storytelling power, theatrical releases shouldn't be the exception. They should be the next evolution. Netflix, often blamed for shrinking theatrical audiences, could become the company that brings them back by challenging its own streaming-first policy. Feature-length runtimes, blockbuster budgets, and actors with movie star power already make these shows feel like theatrical releases, so why skip the big screen?